Hey everybody, thanks for joining us back out here at the Range Report. Here we are in Robbins, North Carolina with our private range. And today we thought we'd bring you something a little bit old school, a little bit new school, somewhere in between. While everybody's out there touting all of the micro mini 9mm, we decided we were going to go and bring you something from years gone past, but a little bit of an update to it. This is the Kimber Custom Crimson Carry 2. This is a 1911. This has got the Crimson Trace grips on it. This has a grip module with a laser on the side of it. Yes, it has frickin' lasers. Yeah, so now I've never really been a big fan of lasers, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't matter how well of a shooter, it doesn't matter how good of a shooter you are, how well you think you're holding that target. Once you put a laser on it, you can actually see how much movement your sight picture actually has on it. So it's a little bit of a gut punch when you think that you're holding rock steady and you see that dot just dancing around all over the place. So, for some people it's a good, some people it's a bad. Me, I think of it as a little bit of a psychological thing for me. I would rather know I'm on target than have the little dot tell me otherwise. But this has got those Crimson Trace grips on it. You can turn them on, turn them off if you want. It's a Kimber, so it's alleged to perform very well. We got serrations front and back of the slide. It does have a full-length guardrail on it, which we're not really, too fond of. We kind of like the short guide rail on it, but we're going to run some rounds through it and see what this thing does. Now, I'm not going to rely on the sights. I'm going to try and rely on the laser. Now, from what we understand, the laser on this thing is pretty dead nuts on. So we're just going to try and hold the laser on target and see if the rounds go where they say they're going to. Then we'll run a magazine, just relying on the sights, and see if we notice any sort of a difference. So for now, range is hot. All right, well, surprisingly, the rounds all pretty much went where I wanted them to go, or at least where the laser said they were going to go. Is it where I wanted them to go? Maybe, maybe not. If you're concentrating on the laser and not concentrating on your sight, you got to kind of squeeze off the round when you think she's ready. So we're going to drop the Kimber magazine, and we're going to put in something a little different. We're going to put in a Chip McCormick 10-round magazine, and we're going to shut the laser off on this thing, and we're just going to rely on the Novak sights that these come with and see if we have a difference in the performance. All right, looking at my sight at my target right there, I can tell you for a fact the group I just put down to those 10 is a lot tighter than the ones I shot previous because I'm relying on the sights. Now, the biggest problem I have with lasers, I think, is the fact that people rely on them in the wrong set of circumstances. If you're in a dark environment and you think that the laser is going to help you, well, I think you may be wrong about that. And let me explain. If you are in a darkened environment, you have an intruder in your home and somebody's in there, and yeah, you have a laser. You know where that bullet is going to go. But you can't really differentiate. Is that laser on the bad guy? Is it on a door, on a wall, on your dog, on a spouse, on somebody else? You really don't know. So without the illumination present, that laser only tells you where the shot is going to go. You still have to be accountable for where the shot does go. So while the laser may help you put the bullet where you want it to go, you better be damn straight in knowing what it is that laser is aimed at. Now, if you have the ability to turn the lights on and rely on your sights, I think that might be a little bit of a better option for you. But as far as performance goes, man, I'll tell you, that thing is sweet. Trigger on this thing, probably right around 3.5, 4 pounds. The reset is ridiculous. you're talking about 3/16, maybe an eighth of an inch reset on this. I'm going to turn the gun around so you can take a look at this. All right, so we're going to fire it around. Let's do the reset. That's it, right there. Audible and tactile. That has got to be one of the shortest resets out of any semi-automatic that I've ever fired, including my Colt Gold Cup, which this, I think, rivals as far as the trigger is concerned. Accuracy, not bad. I mean, she's right on it. Wherever I put them sights, that's where the rounds went. Really nice package. Feels good. Very lightweight. I believe this is a steel slide, steel barrel, aluminum frame. The grip itself, you wouldn't really notice that there's anything different about these grips with the laser. You just have to remember that when your finger is in the upward position, where you're off the trigger and you're above the guard, you're going to block the laser. So if you're trying to dry fire or just try to aim, your finger is blocking the laser. You have to be a little bit lower in order for that laser to pass you and get to the target. The actuator is right underneath your middle finger. So once you grip that, the laser is on. The switch to turn it off is right here at the heel of the magazine, which you'll notice has got a little bit of a flare to it. Not much, but a little bit. All in all, really nice package. I think the MSRP on one of these with the Crimson Trace is probably around $1,100, $1,200. I think the last time I saw it at one of the big box stores. You may be able to find it a little bit less expensive. Overall, really nice gun. Really nice gun. Changes, like I said, if it didn't have that full-length guide rod in there, I think I would enjoy it a whole hell of a lot more. At least the takedown, disassembly, and cleaning would be a lot easier. But as far as everything else goes, man, that's nice. I think I'm going to run a few more rounds through it just because I'm enjoying it. So we'll set the camera up, aim it at the target, and throw some more rounds through. Well, all in all, you can see what we're talking about with the laser. The rounds are going exactly where the laser is telling you they're going to go. It's just whether or not you're going to rely on the laser or not if you're in a combat situation. Me, I think I'd rely on the sights, but it's nice to know that the laser is there so you have a backup. And, it is a little bit of fun. If nothing else, the laser at least is going to help train you to try and have a better control of the firearm. May help you steady your shots a little bit. But if you want to really do that, we suggest a product like the Mantis X training system. That does a hell of a lot better job than the laser. You don't have to use live ammo to see how well your groups are going to wind up being. But all in all, from the distance, not bad. I got to tell you, Kimber puts out a really nice product, and the Chip McCormick magazines. I'll tell you, if you own a 1911, get yourself a few of these things. These things are guaranteed to make any 1911 perform that much better out of the box. Fantastic magazines. Even with, lowly Magtech ammunition, this thing ran like a sewing machine. So, there you go. The Kimber Custom Crimson Carry 2 from Kimber. You guys be safe, shoot straight. And remember, while you guys are out there, please visit the freedomforum.website. The link is going to be below in the description. It's America's only censorship-free social media site that we actually own. We own the servers, we own the site, no jails, no suspended accounts, no censorship. Say what you want, do what you want. You'll find plenty of firearm companies on there and Second Amendment friendly companies that are actually doing business on our site, and you could actually talk about things like guns without worrying about getting your account suspended. Because, First Amendment, kind of pretty important. So we decided that we were going to do something about that. So remember, Freedom Forum website and freedomforum.website. l1f.website. You'll also be able to find the app on the Play Store, and you can visit us at l1f.us for the Liberty First Foundation. Again, thanks for joining us out here at the Range Report. You guys be safe and shoot straight. All right. Range is cold, but I wanted to give you guys a quick little side note. While we were out here at the range today, we decided that we were going to review two firearms. One was the Smith & Wesson 2.0 Performance Center in 45 ACP. The other was going to be the Kimber Crimson Trace 2 carry. And I mentioned that there's a big difference in the way a gun presents itself when it's in your hand. And I made a big deal in a previous video about the comfort level. Well, this is the group that I managed to shoot with the 2.0 from the 21 feet that we were shooting at. It is far from impressive. Could not get a good grip on the gun. The gun just does not feel right in my hand. And no matter what I did, no matter how much fighting I did, I really just could not keep the gun on target the way I wanted to, especially while firing. So that gun, not exactly going to wind up being in my carry rotation. And while 1911s are not necessarily favored for carry that much anymore because of their size and, minimal capacity, that's the grouping we shot with the same amount of rounds. Now, that is a pretty significant difference when you look at the two firearms. You're shooting the same round at the same distance, same shooter, two different guns. And the difference in output, well, kind of speaks for itself. So when you're going to buy yourself a gun and get yourself to the range, find something that fits you. Find something that fits your hand properly. You can always train to become better, but if you have a gun that doesn't quite fit you, you're never going to take it to the range enough to become proficient with it. So find yourself something that fits your hand well, that you hold comfortably, that you can operate comfortably, that you can hit all of the controls, either one-handed or comfortably with two, and make sure that you're comfortable with that firearm. Because if you're not, you're never really going to have the kind of performance satisfaction that you want. And God forbid if the situation arises, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to put rounds on target. And we're able to do that with the 1911 and not with the Shield 2.0. Now, that's just me. That's just because one is more comfortable in my hand than the other, but the performance speaks for itself. Like I said, I'm the same guy. I'm using the same rounds at the same distance, at the same size target, and my grouping is cut in half with the 1911. It would even be tighter with something I'm more comfortable with. I've been carrying a Beretta 92 since 1993. That I shoot very well, better than the 1911. But for any of you that are out there, new shooters, please find something that you're comfortable with. Go to a range that allows you to rent the guns, put some rounds through it, make the investment, and put the rounds through the gun. Find something that you could operate comfortably and confidently. The investment that you're going to make in ammunition and renting a couple of guns, trying guns that your friends have, is a well-worthy investment because you only have that one life, and that's yours. So, again, this is Frank from the Range Report, and you guys be safe and shoot straight. God bless you. I'm done. I'm hot. I'm going home.